and a good day to everyone. So for this video, I'm going to clarify things out specifically to my classroom management rules in order for you to be clear with the questions in your mind regarding my instructions on my first messages or on my first video. So let me just give these platforms that I will be using. Okay, so I have three: Microsoft Teams, YouTube, and Messenger. So for the Microsoft Teams, I know that you already have your account. If you don't have, please contact the person in charge. Okay, so in Microsoft Teams, handouts and activities will be sent there. So you could download the files that I will be uploading there. And then, of course, for the activities or for the assignments, you need to turn in your outputs to meet the deadlines. Okay, another one, in Microsoft Teams only, I'm going to give the objective type of tests such as your major quiz and exams. Now if there are concerns to that, just feel free to send me a personal message, because I know that there might be problems that will be encountered there, such as the internet connectivity and the like. Okay, so another platform I have here, YouTube. For my old students, they already know that I've been using this in my teaching, especially to catch things up. So in YouTube, in my YouTube channel, if you haven't subscribed yet, please subscribe, because the video lessons will be uploaded there to discuss the topics further. Yes, you have your handouts, but for the explanation, I have it there in the video lessons. And usually I have the video lessons rather than the handouts. Okay, now in YouTube as well, if you have questions regarding the topic, you're going to post your comment and wait for my answer. It's good if you're going to post your question there, because if it's really useful for your other classmates as well, then they could see that and learn from it too. Okay, so be active on YouTube as well. And then I have here Messenger, which is very useful since then. Okay, so we have been using this one, the group chats. Well, the group chat will be used for announcements. That's why I told you not to give not important messages or responses. You could just send a react emoji to the message itself, but refrain from just saying okay and then yes ma'am. Okay, so that the announcements will be read, okay, and not be missed out by your classmates. And then of course, I'm going to give handouts and activities there as well. Okay, you might be confused, why do I need to give the handouts and activities in the Messenger and Microsoft Teams? So it is because questions or concerns were raised that not all of you could log into Microsoft Teams, access Microsoft Teams, and download the files. So I'm using two platforms. Okay, if ever that you couldn't find it using the Microsoft Teams, well, you could just find it using our group chat. Okay, but don't always rely on Messenger, because our main platform, the platform that is required by the university to be used, is the Microsoft Teams. Okay, so the handouts, activities, the results of those activities will be monitored there. Okay, so it is best if you're going to turn in your activities there. But of course, we're very lenient. If ever that you couldn't make it, then there's this Messenger, but Messenger is just the second option. Okay, and then we have another group chat that will be named Outputs. Okay, as I told you a while ago, that if ever you couldn't access Microsoft Teams, we have here Messenger. And if you couldn't turn in your activities, the outputs, those activities I have given, you could send your outputs using another group chat. So in my class, there are two group chats, okay? Messenger group chats. One is for merely for our communication, and then another one is for your outputs. So in your outputs GC, no one will be sending a message unless it's really important, and that you're just going to submit your activities on the time that I have given you. So that, this is my next reminder, your classmates would avoid reusing the content of your output. So you know what I mean, okay? Because the earlier you're going to give your output on that GC, then the much time that your classmates could look into it. Okay, so we're refraining those kinds of situation. And then we have another one. This is really important. I think this is the reason why I made this video. The difference between online submission of activities and the one-time submission. Though I have just this one slide. So online submission of activities, here you're going to comply with the deadline set online, okay? The advantage with this one is that you will not be rushing before the end of the semester. I think the old students could relate to this one, that and they think that there were a lot of activities that were given to them, when in fact the activities are just enough, and those activities will also be given if it's just face-to-face. It's just that the moment that the teacher gave that, they didn't really pay attention, to the extent that before the end or before the deadline, they are already rushing. Okay, so I think that's 2 days before the deadline, they're already rushing, and then they've been telling us that there are a lot of activities, when in fact it's just enough for you to learn. So there are two ways, as I've mentioned a while ago. One is Microsoft Teams, and another one is the Messenger GC of outputs. Now, if you find it easier to send your outputs using the GC, it's good. But I really appreciate, if you're going to submit your outputs, you're going to turn in your outputs using Microsoft Teams. It is because these processes will be used in our accreditation. So for the new students, accreditation is our key to elevate our image when it comes to seeking employment after graduation. So it's best if we're going to support activities that will elevate the status of our program as well. Okay, so there. And that's for the online submission of activities. And then we have the one-time submission of requirements. Okay, this one's supposed to be in bold letters. Okay, anyway, I'm explaining it now. So what are you going to do with this one-time submission of requirements? You're going to print a hard copy of all your outputs. Okay, if handwritten, you're going to compile them and make a portfolio. Okay, now one time, because upon completing all of this, you're going to go to a carrier and ship it to PSU Lingayen, or you could go to PSU Lingayen and drop your outputs. But you need to notify me when you do it, so that I will know if I have something to ask for from the person in charge, or from the person whom you have given your output. Okay, now, what's the disadvantage of one-time submission of requirements? Because really, I am encouraging you to study online, to give your outputs online, so that you will be on track. Okay, now the disadvantage of this one-time submission is that this is the least priority that I'm going to check. It is because I need to go to the campus first before checking it. okay, when in fact I already have a lot of files to check on my computer. It's already there, okay? So but don't worry, when it comes to the giving of grades, I give them simultaneously. No student will be left behind. It's just that of course, I am helping you, and it's best if you're going to help your teachers as well. We are helping each other in this trying times, in these challenging times. So let's just support each other, okay? So there. If ever that you have other queries, okay, I'll just post here, okay, so that I could answer it. And if ever that other students have the same question, they could just view it here on this link, on this YouTube video, because a lot of students are really asking the same question, and it's really hard to answer them one by one. So let's just help each other. Okay, for the new students whose first time it is to just see me, nice to meet you. And for the old students, hello and nice meeting you again. We're going to have our video or online meetings, so I am hoping that will be a fun meeting, virtual meeting. But for now, this will be one of your guides, so hopefully it helps you a lot. Okay, good day, and please don't forget to subscribe on my channel. Bye!